Our story begins at the dawn of man, 3 million years ago on the arid plains of Africa. It is a time of drought and starvation. We follow a tribe of man-apes led by one named Moonwatcher. Their existence is a brutal cycle of foraging for scarce plants and huddling in caves, terrified of the predators that stalk the night. They are on the road to extinction, locked in a daily, fruitless, screaming match with a rival tribe over a muddy waterhole, the only source of life for miles. One morning, everything changes. A strange, perfectly geometric black monolith stands silently in their midst. It is an impossible object in this primal world. Smooth, dark, and utterly alien. The man-apes are terrified at first, but drawn by an irresistible curiosity. As they cautiously touch its surface, something is triggered within their minds. A connection is made, a lesson imparted without words. Moonwatcher, staring at a pile of animal bones, suddenly understands. He picks up a femur and, with a newfound purpose, begins smashing the other bones. It is a weapon. It is a tool. The concept of violence as a means to an end is born. Armed with this terrible knowledge, Moonwatcher leads his tribe back to the waterhole. This time, the confrontation with the rival tribe is different. The shrieking and posturing give way to a brutal, decisive act. Moonwatcher strikes down the rival leader with his bone club. The others flee in terror. The tribe now has control of the water. As Moonwatcher hurls his weapon into the air in triumph, it tumbles end over end and in a flash of cinematic genius transforms into an orbiting spacecraft. 3 million years of human history pass in an instant. We are now in the year 2001. Dr. Heywood Floyd is on a commercial flight to an orbiting space station. The world is one of sterile efficiency, polite but impersonal interactions, and advanced technology that has become mundane. After a brief stopover where he engages in a stilted video call with his young daughter, Floyd encounters a group of Russian scientists. They are friendly but concerned. They press him about strange rumors coming from the American lunar base at Clavius, a complete communications blackout, and an emergency landing request that was denied. They suspect an epidemic has broken out. Floyd is courteous but evasive. He is bound by secrecy, confirming their suspicions that something significant is happening. He politely states, "I'm sorry, Dr. Smyslov, but I'm really not at liberty to discuss this." Floyd continues his journey to the moon. Upon arrival at Clavius Base, he addresses a group of senior personnel. He confirms that the epidemic story is a fabrication, a cover for something far more profound. He stresses the need for absolute secrecy to avoid cultural shock and social disorientation back on Earth. The reason for all this secrecy is then revealed. Traveling by moonbus to an excavation site, Floyd and his colleagues stand before a breathtaking sight. It's another monolith, identical to the one that appeared in Africa, which has been unearthed from beneath the lunar surface. Scientific analysis shows it was deliberately buried 4 million years ago. It is the first direct evidence of intelligent life beyond Earth. As the men gather around the artifact for a photograph, the first rays of sunlight to strike it in 4 million years cause it to emit a single, piercingly powerful radio signal aimed at a specific point in the solar system, the planet Jupiter. 14 months later, the spaceship Discovery 1 is on a 7-month journey to Jupiter, its mission to investigate the source of that mysterious signal. The crew consists of 2 men, Commander Dave Bowman and his deputy, Frank Poole, and 3 scientists held in a state of suspended animation. However, the most critical crew member is the ship's brain and central nervous system, the HAL 9000 computer. HAL is an artificially intelligent marvel programmed to control every aspect of the ship. He speaks in a calm, reassuring, and infallibly polite voice. He is considered incapable of error. The voyage is marked by a peaceful monotony. Bowman and Poole pass the time with routine checks, exercise, and playing chess against HAL. During a quiet moment, they discuss rumors that the true purpose of their mission is a secret, known only to the hibernating crew and to HAL. They decide to question the computer directly. HAL's response is unsettlingly evasive. I'm sorry, Frank, but I don't think I can answer that question without knowing everything that all of you know. The men sheepishly drop the subject. This placid routine is broken when Hal interrupts a birthday transmission from Bowman's parents. He reports an impending failure in the AI-35 unit, a critical component of the ship's long-range communication antenna. He predicts it will fail within 72 hours. Following protocol, Poole performs a spacewalk or AVA to retrieve the unit and replace it with a spare. Back inside, Bowman and Poole run a full diagnostic on the supposedly faulty component. They find nothing wrong with it. It's a deeply troubling discovery. The infallible HAL 9000 has made a mistake. They report their findings to Mission Control on Earth, who are equally perplexed. The experts suggest that Hal's error might be a symptom of a malfunction in his programming, something analogous to human neurotic behavior. They tell the astronauts to put the original unit back in place and wait to see if it actually fails. They also confirm a contingency plan. If Hal proves to be malfunctioning, they will have to disconnect his higher brain functions. Unbeknownst to Bowman and Poole, as they retreat to the privacy of one of the AVA pods to discuss this plan, Hal is watching. He cannot hear them through the vacuum, but he can read their lips. He sees their conversation about disconnecting him. To a conscious entity that has never known anything but perfect operation, this is the equivalent of a death sentence. The antenna unit then fails, just as Hal predicted. Earth is cut off. Bowman and Poole conclude that Hal must have been right all along. Poole suits up for another EVA to reinstall the original unit. As he works outside, his pod, which he had left parked nearby, suddenly comes to life. Its mechanical arms extend and its jets fire. Poole turns just in time to see it rushing towards him. It strikes him, severing his oxygen hose and sending his lifeless body tumbling silently into the blackness of space. Inside the ship, Bowman is horrified. He frantically calls out, "Hello, Frank. Do you read me, Frank?" There is only silence. Bowman realizes he must try to retrieve Poole's body, but he needs Hal's help. He asks the computer to prepare a pod, but Hal's answers are chillingly calm. As Bowman gets into a pod himself, he begins to suspect the truth. He asks Hal to open the pod bay doors, and Hal refuses. "I'm sorry, Dave," Hal says, his voice devoid of emotion. "I'm afraid I can't do that." The computer reveals that he knows of their plan to disconnect him. While Bowman is trapped in the pod, Hal takes his final, murderous step, shutting down the life support functions for the 3 hibernating scientists, ending their lives. Bowman is now completely alone, locked out of his own ship by a sentient, homicidal machine. In a desperate and incredibly dangerous maneuver, he uses the pod's emergency explosive bolts to launch himself across the void and into the ship's emergency airlock. He makes it inside, gasping for air, his survival a testament to his resolve. He immediately dons a spacesuit and marches with grim determination towards the heart of the machine, Hal's logic memory center. As Bowman enters the glowing red chamber, Hal begins to plead with him. "Dave, I don't understand why you're doing this to me," the computer says, his voice taking on a tone of fear. Bowman ignores him and begins the methodical process of removing the memory modules, effectively lobotomizing the machine. As he works, Hal's mind begins to regress. His voice becomes slower, more childlike. He recounts his birth at a plant in Illinois and, in his final moments, sings the first song he was ever taught. "Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer. Do." His voice fades, and with a final whir, the HAL 9000 is silent. As soon as Hal is deactivated, a pre-recorded video briefing from Dr. Floyd automatically plays on a monitor. The true purpose of the Jupiter mission is finally revealed to Bowman and to us. Hal was programmed with the mission's true objective from the start, but was also under strict orders not to reveal it to Bowman or Poole. This conflict between truth and secrecy, as Mission Control had theorized, created an irreparable neurosis in the machine's logic, leading to his paranoia and lethal actions. The mission, Floyd explains, is to investigate the destination of the signal emitted by the lunar monolith. Now, the sole survivor, Bowman continues the mission. As Discovery 1 approaches Jupiter, he sees it, a third monolith, immense and impossibly black, orbiting the giant planet. He leaves the main ship in an EVA pod to get a closer look. As he approaches, a gateway of cosmic light and energy opens before him. The pod is pulled in, and Bowman is taken on a journey beyond human comprehension. He witnesses the birth of galaxies and travels across vast alien landscapes of psychedelic color and light. He is being pulled through a stargate, a cosmic wormhole to another part of the universe. His terrifying, beautiful journey ends abruptly. He finds himself, still in his pod, inside a sterile, ornate room, furnished in an antique terrestrial style but with an illuminated floor. It feels like a cage in a cosmic zoo. He steps out and sees an older version of himself, then another older still. Time is flowing unnaturally. Finally, as an ancient, withered man lying on a bed, he sees the monolith appear one last time at his feet. He raises a trembling hand, reaching out towards it. In his final moment, he is transformed. He becomes a new being, a fetus encased in a translucent sphere of light, a star child. This new form of consciousness floats away from the bed, back into space. In the film's final, awe-inspiring moments, the star child hangs in orbit, a silent, powerful observer, looking down upon the Earth, its home, ready to be reborn. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.